What's your impression of the turnout, the interest in the party process from the base this year as opposed to previous years?
It's been fantastic turnout this year. You know, I've gone to, I think, 8 Lincoln Day dinners, and 7 of them have had the largest turnout that they've seen in over 20 years. So I think that's really a good sign that people have realized they got snookered by the whole change mantra and they're sick and tired of it. So, and I think that shows itself here as well. We've got the number of not just delegates, but alternates who are showing up for the opportunity to participate or to help the candidate of their choice.
What would be your message to the grassroots delegate or alternates here today to take away from this experience?
I think the message is the first thing we have to do in order to defend liberty is we first have to stop what's going on in Washington and Denver going the wrong direction. So the first thing we have to do is beat Democrats. Once we've done that, then we can worry about whether we need to improve on the Republicans that we have. But definitely, the first thing to do to stop Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, and Harry Reid is to replace them.
Well, Mark Hillman, former state treasurer, former state legislative leader, thanks for joining us.
Good to be here. Thanks.
With Danny Stroud, the candidate for House District 1.
Hey, thank you.
We're at the Republican State Assembly. What's your impressions of the environment here, the grassroots?
I'm amazed at how many people are here. First off, I knew the numbers were going to be big, but when you actually see them and all the people with all the high energy and stuff, it's just breathtaking almost. It's great.
Is this the first time you've been to one of these?
This is the first time I've ever been to one of these. And I'm a candidate, so I'm here as an alternate because you get made alternate delegate just by being a candidate. So this is great. I've never been here before.
If you could get up at the podium there and deliver a message to all these people who come out and sacrifice their Saturday, what would you tell them?
Well, I would tell them that what's going on in America and in the state now is what happens when leadership loses its way. And to take that path back and to get us back into control, it's going to take a lot of courage. We cannot just go out there and wave some signs. We have to be resolute to do stuff, and when we get attacked as individuals for being resolute conservatives, we have to withstand that and not give up and keep going.
Really briefly, how are things going down in House District 1?
It's going really well. We're out walking the district almost every day. We've completely homogenized the voter base. We're not separating Republicans and Democrats and unaffiliated. They're all just citizens because everybody is equally interested in the outcome of this next election.
All right. Thank you very much, Danny.
You bet. Thank you very much.
Corey Gardner, candidate for Congressional District 4. A big day yesterday with your assembly.
It was a big day.
What's your reaction to the delegates' response to your campaign?
I think delegates Republicans across the district are very excited about the opportunity to really get this country back on track, headed in the right direction after almost 2 years worth of explosive spending, higher debt, government that's out of control, and so that's what people are voting on, and that's why we saw what we did yesterday, an effort to get behind in the 4th Congressional District and move forward and bring Betsy Markey back home.
Sounds like a good deal to me. Hey, we're at the State Assembly today. You've been to a lot of these before. What's your impression of the level of enthusiasm involvement?
It's huge. This is one of the best assemblies, probably the best assembly I've ever been to. And in terms of the people, the excitement, the barbecue last night, they had over 2,000 people at the barbecue last night. It's packed in there. This is in the 4th Congressional District, sending a strong message to Democrats that we're back.
So what would be your message to all the delegates here today, not just those from across the state? What do you tell them going forward in the election?
Absolutely. I mean, this is May, but we have until November to keep the enthusiasm up. We have until November to keep the energy up. We elect people, and then after November, it's time to hold people's feet to the fire. We're keeping the same level of enthusiasm and energy up as we make sure that we're taking this country in the right direction.
Corey Gardner, thanks for
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
All right, we're here with Matt Earl from Clear the Bench, Colorado, at the Colorado State Republican Assembly. Man, how many thousand miles on your car?
It's about 20 to 25,000 at this point, and growing every day. So,
how's the cause going these days? I mean, the awareness of people as far as the Colorado Supreme Court justices.
well, the awareness is growing exponentially. More and more people are hearing about it. Obviously, a lot of people are going to hear about it here today. The other side has figured it out. I'm the most dangerous man in Colorado if you're a progressive. And they pulled out all the stops, trying to come up with some spurious complaints that they filed. The Secretary of State's office is characterized as disingenuous, which of course is a polite way of saying lying through your teeth. Colorado Ethics Watch, CEW, pronounced Sue, it's what they do, is going to lose and lose big on this complaint. But it's beyond that. Of course, they got Sue, they have their other media arms, and just recently, Democrat Super Attorney Mark Gruskin has teamed up with former Supreme Court Justice and current full-time activist Gene Dabowski to come up with an organization that is not accountable to people, does not release their donor list, to fight Clear the Bench Colorado. So clearly the other side has figured out that their judges, and they do say our judges, are in danger. So they're mobilizing their forces to take me on. So it's flattering in a way, but
If you're not taking flank, you're not flying over the target, right?
exactly, we are over the target. We're taking lots of flack.
If you have a quick 30-second message to the delegates here today, what would it be?
The 30-second soundbite is: there's no more important election this year, in this incredibly important election year, than to vote no on the unjust justices of the Colorado Supreme Court, who have shredded our Constitution, who have aided and abetted basically criminal assaults on our rights under our Colorado Constitution, who have enabled the property tax increase to take effect, have enabled a whole slew of tax increases, violating your right as a citizen to vote on any tax increases. And oh, by the way, with redistricting coming up, they set the stage with the gerrymandering bill they passed in the waning days of the legislative session, so that judges, not citizens, not our elected officials, will draw up our congressional districts and the state and state Senate and state House districts in Colorado. So they are setting out for a rule of judges instead of the rule of the people.
Matt Arnold from Clear the Bench, Colorado. Thanks for joining us.
Ben, thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, I'm with Dana West, a candidate for Adams County Clerk and Recorder, and a fellow Michigander.
Fellow Michigan.
All right. Hey, this is a state assembly, big turnout. How does this compare in your eyes compared to previous ones, you think, sir?
This is probably the best organized one. There's a lot more people here. It's going to be, momentum is our way on the Republican side this year.
So this is probably the first time you run for office, Adams County Clerk and Recorder. Tell us kind of the soundbite of why you're running and what that's all about.
Real simple. In Adams County, of the 64 counties in Colorado, we're one of the last ones to get the election results 25 hours after the polls closed. Adams County finally came out with the election results. Secondly, they're one of the highest counties. Vote per ballot. Cost per ballot, let's put it that way. And I want to, as a businessman, not a bureaucrat, try and get the cost down, serve Adams County. They deserve much better.
If you had the chance to get up at the podium and give a little speech to draw around these delegates today, really quickly, what would you tell them that inspire them looking ahead to the big election happening in November? What would Dana West, what would your message be for them?
Be an activist, get out, talk to your neighbors. Let's retake America back, put it back the way it is. America's a center-right country. We're not to the left.
Thanks, Dana.
Ben.
We're here with George Bramer from the Log Cabin Republicans. Tell us a little bit about your group and why you're here.
Our group is statewide. Actually, it's a nationwide organization of gay, lesbian, bi, and transsexual people who are Republicans and who support conservative Republican values, but also support the needs and wants of the GLBT community. We have a Colorado chapter. We have a number of members. We meet once a month in downtown Denver, and are always seeking new members. And today we made the choice of coming here and having a table rather than going to the Pride Parade. And I can tell you we had a lot more bang for the buck for the money today than we would have marching on June 20th.
Aren't gay and lesbians all liberals? I mean, that's what the media would have us believe.
The media would have you believe that, but I understand that about 30% of the GLBT community voted for McCain in the 2008 elections.
So we're at the 2010 Republican State Assembly. What are your impressions of the crowd here and the response?
For the most part, it's a very accepting group, and Republicans are an accepting group. There are a few people who are a lot more socially conservative who just as soon spit on my shoes as shake my hand, but that's okay. That's okay. We're a big tent organization. We all need to be in here together.
Thank you, George Bramer.
Thank you, Ben.